What up, what up, what up? RJ Fancy Football talking. You know, we back again. It's the 40-second play clock. Hey, you know who I am? You know who he is. It's Rodney and JJ. What's going on, man?
Hey, nothing much. Another week coming up for this fantasy football thing. Got to pick some good games and like I said, about to extend my lead a little bit.
So. I doubt it, seriously. I'm catching up, people. I'm telling you, I'm catching up.
The stats say differently, but it's all right.
Hey, whatever. Hey, I started slow, but I'm gonna finish strong though. Believe that. Hey, it's week 10, man. Started off last week. I'm gonna start off this week. You know how we do, people. You know how we do. I start off first, so I'm gonna start off with my boys. You already know how I do. But I'm gonna go a different route today. So we got the 49ers versus New Orleans Saints. I'm gonna go ahead and have to give it to the Saints this week. We got a lot of injuries. Hurt a lot, man. We hurt up. So from the Niners, you playing Brandon Ayuk, maybe Nick Mullins because it's bad weeks. Richie James because Deebo Sanders out. From New Orleans, you playing the usuals: Breeze, Kamara, Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, maybe Cook. This one hurt me a little bit, but I know my boys, we ain't gonna be able to pull this one out. We banged up too much. So definitely I'm going with the Saints on this one. That's what I got.
Yeah. That's what we call reality setting in. So it's all good. It happens to everybody. I'm a Raiders fan, so I know.
Whatever.
All right, I'm gonna get it started with a game. Washington D.C. Team going against the Detroit Lions. We saw Alex Smith take the reins, and he mostly looked good. A little bit too many turnovers, so I wouldn't pick him as a quarterback unless you were desperate. But I do like J.D. McKissick. He's shown that he is really involved in that passing game, as well as Antonio Gibson. They should be able to get some things going with the two of them. I'll always say Scary Terry, but also going to say Cam Sims, who's had a lot of targets last week. Matthew Stafford's going to be a question mark for that game. He should play, but Galladay will be out, so I'm not picking too much there. Amendola, I like Marvin Jones, T.J. Hawkinson. No running backs no running backs at all from Detroit because it's just nothing there is reliable.
But I'm gonna go with Washington on this one. I think the front four gonna be too much. For me, Galladay missing hurts Stafford. Stafford doesn't play well until Galladay's there.
I think of the 4 games he's played, they won 3, and how many games have Detroit won this year? 3.
not many.
so I'm with you. Washington's gonna win this one, I think.
Yeah, I think, and I just Scary Terry and Sims. Sims got a lot of targets last week.
He got a lot of targets last week.
So he's definitely a pickup, that you can use in your lineup this week. But I'm gonna go ahead and run to the next game. My next game is Cleveland and the Houston Texans. For Cleveland, you running with Kareem Hunt, you running with Landry. Maybe if Nick Chubb is available, you can put him in. For Houston, you're going Deshaun Watson, William Fuller, Brandon Cooks. No David Johnson this week, so you got to fill in. You can find somebody to fill in for him, or you can put in the other Johnson brother. So definitely, I'm going with Houston to win this one. I just don't like the quarterback from Cleveland, as you already know. So Baker Mayfield does not do anything for me. So he holds the team back personally. So I think Deshaun Watson comes out and he plays a good game. I think Houston has his game.
Yeah, I'm picking Houston on this one too. I guess the interesting thing I want to see is how Austin Hooper incorporates back into the offense, but I don't think I think Houston should be a better team. We'll see what happens.
They should beat them. Baker Mayfield, they say he on the COVID list, but they say he cleared. So I'm not sure how that's going on right now. So if he plays, it still don't matter anyway. He's bad for the team. So
definitely. I hear you. All right, so I'm going to stay in the NFC East with the Eagles at the Giants. And the G-Men thrive on turnovers, and they're going to need some to beat the Eagles. Fortunately for the Eagles, they're really good at turning the ball over. They're really good at getting Carson Wentz sacked. But I don't think they're going to have enough defense to win that game. The Eagles are good. Miles Sanders is back, so I think he's definitely somebody you put in your lineup. I would say Fulgham is going to be the main guy, even with Alshon Jeffrey coming back. Goddard, of course, there. And then for New York, you got Ingram and Shepard. They're going to get the picks. I like Jalen Reagor, but I wouldn't play him. The only thing that makes him interesting for this game is the talk that he could be in punt return. So if you get points for that, yeah, give him a fly in your flex spot. Eagles are winning. Yeah. Did I say the Eagles are winning? Because the Eagles are winning.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I'm going with the Eagles on this. They're getting a lot of their weapons back at the right time.
They're getting healthy.
So, getting healthy. I think, like you say, Fulgham should still be the number one receiver out there. You're getting Miles Sanders back. That's a big plus for them.
That's really good.
Dallas Goedert should have a better game this week than he did before they went out on bye. So I think they should be good to go to get this game. So I'm rolling with them definitely. So my next game is the Green Bay Packers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. You're only running James Robinson and DJ Chark for Jacksonville Jaguars. For Green Bay, usual suspects: Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams. I'm going with Green Bay on this one. They're just too much for them. And Jacksonville don't got enough. So definitely Green Bay should pull this thing out with ease. Shouldn't even be close. And I'm going to end it at that with like 15 seconds left.
Hey, Jacksonville, no. So I'm with you. So
yeah.
All right, so let's keep it going. You knew I had to get to my guys eventually, so we're going with the Las Vegas Raiders playing against the Broncos. This is not going to be a game with a lot of defense. I think there's going to be a lot of points. I think both quarterbacks are going to have field days. I talked about the Eagles a second ago. Their old friend Nelson Aguilar, I think, is a pickup. He should have a nice flex game. He's been doing some pretty good work. The scary thing that you watched last week with the Vegas Raiders, Devontae Booker had a few more carries than you probably want if you're a Josh Jacobs guy, but don't let that scare you. Josh Jacobs is still the man in that team. Darren Waller, of course, who you always play. Hunter Renfrow even got some love last week. Not a lot of carries, but he got some yards. But I think he should be a big impact this one. Phillip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon kind of canceled it out. I like Lindsay more, but look for Drew Lock and Jerry Jeudy to make a few connections because I like the way they're going with that. And the Raiders have shown they can't stop you from passing at all. At all. So.
Are you picking your boys to win this week?
Of course I'm picking the Raiders to win this week. Did you have to ask?
I mean, sometimes you don't. Sometimes
not
you don't
against Denver though. Come on, we can beat Denver. We will beat Denver. Raiders are going to the playoffs this year. Believe it or not, it's happening.
I don't know.
Hey, especially if they let 8 teams in, we're in it.
Hey, if they let 8 teams in, we in it too. So hey, we both in the playoffs.
That ain't happening.
Nah, I'm going with the Raiders on this one. Y'all should win the game. Drew Lock is he's playing really well though, so I'm not going to take nothing away from him. Jerry Jeudy's playing well. Only thing I feel like they need to get situated is that running back situation, who they want to play the most. Obviously they paid Melvin Gordon.
They had almost exact equal carries over the last 2 weeks between the two of them, and so I think that's what you're going to see, a 50-50 split.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. Yeah. So, but I think the Raiders pull it out in this one, in a close one, but I think they pull it out though. Yeah. So, my next game I'm going with is Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers coming off that bad loss against the New Orleans Saints. Tampa Bay, obviously you rolling with Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. I will not play AB if I was anybody. I would leave him on the bench. I just feel like he's a clog that's clogging up everything. Now, you play him if Chris Godwin's not playing. For Carolina, Teddy Bridgewater, Curtis Samuel, and Robbie Anderson. DJ Moore should not be on the field for you. I am going to go with Tampa Bay to win this game. Leonard Fournette is another one you might want to play this week. Carolina has one of the worst running defenses in the league right now. So, Leonard Fournette should be a play for you, but Tampa Bay should pull it out after that bad loss from last week.
Okay. I think I'm going with Tampa Bay on this one too. They got completely embarrassed, so yeah. I think you're gonna see better play from them this week. So so Tom Brady doesn't have to slam his helmet or anything bad like that. So.
And Leonard Fournette should have a good game because their defense, like that Carolina defense, the run defense is really bad. So he should have an opportunity to go over 100 yards this week if they give him the opportunity. So we'll see.
Okay. All right, so I'll keep it rolling. The Los Angeles Chargers at the Miami Dolphins. And what it seems to be the case, the Miami Dolphins are unbeatable with Tua in their lineup. But I'm picking the Chargers for this one. I think they have a better offense. The defenses, I give a slight edge to Miami, but I think the Chargers offense is going to give them a lot of problems with Justin Herbert to Mike Williams and, of course, Keenan Allen getting that combination together. That's it. Maybe a good game from Josh Kelly because Justin Jackson's kind of questionable, but who knows? Maybe they bring Balaj back up from the practice squad. I'm not going with anybody other than maybe the defense for Miami, other than Devontae Parker and Gesicki. Anyone else, I'm not that concerned with.
All right, hold on, man.
Oh, is
you
that
Tua in the background?
Is that Tua calling you right now?
Yeah, Tua calling me.
Time out.
I'm going with the Chargers on this one. They should win it. I love Miami's defense, though. I ain't gonna say I love Tua, but I think Tua's playing well. From the first game, he did, but the second game he played actually well. I think I don't know. I think the Chargers are gonna pull this one out. I just think Herbert is a little bit better. The offense is a little bit better. So the defense for the Chargers is not that great.
Yeah,
but
they're average.
There should be a shootout between those two, and I think the Chargers should pull it out when need be because I feel like Herbert know how to win games better than Tua at this point in their career. So I'm going with the Chargers on that one. So, right. But I'm gonna go into my next game. You know, my next game is the Cardinals and the Buffalo Bills. I'm going with Buffalo on this one. Obviously, you go Josh Allen, Diggs, Zach Moss. Singletary is just not the guy anymore. They relying on Moss, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Chase Edmonds. I feel like Josh Allen just gonna come out and gonna have a ball game. Arizona defense ain't that great, and Diggs should have a good game. Still check out Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray gonna do his thing anyway, just on the individual thing, stats. So he should be good for you in fantasy. So is DeAndre Hopkins and Chase Edmonds. So I think you'll be all right playing these guys, but I'm going with Buffalo on this one for the win.
Yeah, I'm going with Buffalo on this one too. I think this is going to be another good you know, we've seen some good Josh Allen games recently. I think this is going to be another good one for him. So, like you said, the Cardinals defense is not good at all. So.
Not even a little bit. So no.
All right, well, I'm going to stay in that same Cardinals division with the NFC West. I'm going to talk about the Seattle Seahawks at the Los Angeles Rams, and that is going to be a really good divisional matchup. I'm going to pick the Seahawks to win. Russell Wilson can't look that well. He looked good on an offense, but he threw 2 interceptions. I don't think they're going to have that problem this week against Rams, even though the Rams defense is really good. So I'm going with him. You're going to go with DK and Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett's had 2 bad games in a row, so I think he's going to explode in this one. The question is, who's going to be the running backs? Maybe Chris Carson. Some people are optimistic. If he is, definitely plug him in. But DJ Dallas and Homer filled in admirably. We're pretty sure Carlos Hyde's not going to be there. Rams, Russell Wilson. I mean, not Russell. Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. That's all I really like from that. Deborah Henderson's been good, but for this game,
I just don't like none. And they try to run 3 running backs. I think it's kind of weird.
They are the definition of running back by committee over there.
I don't like nothing about that. I hate everything about that running back by committee because you just don't know.
Right. For a fantasy standpoint, it does not help you out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they don't care what we think as far as fantasy. They're going to do what they want to do as a head coach. But I just think when you got a guy getting the juices flowing and he playing good, he running good, and then you snatch him out the game, I just think it's whack. Yeah. Cam Akers should be the actual guy there, but
I don't know if I agree with that.
He ain't showed nothing. But that's why I said he
Yeah.
hasn't showed anything to be the guy. But coming out of college, he was supposed to
He was
be that guy.
a lot of people on that train. I was never there, so I was like Devery Henderson because I think people fantasy owners gave up on him too. It was like he was a rookie, so it's like it's not like he had a lot of experience. They just drafted him, so I never thought they were going to give up on him to go Cam Akers.
But why would you go Cam Akers though? I mean, that could have been a pick for something else. You could have got something else if that was the case.
Hey, I don't get paid that kind of money to make those decisions, but I'm with you.
I mean, I'm just saying. Well, I'm gonna go to the next game.
All
Next
right.
game. My next game is the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. We don't know if Big Ben is playing this week, but if he is playing, you put him in the lineup. Obviously, James Conner, Juju, Claypool, Deontay Johnson, you run them out there. It should be a good game as far as for them because Cincinnati's defense is terrible. Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, AJ Green. It's going to be a shootout if Big Ben is not playing because, well, I take that back. If Big Ben is not playing, it shouldn't be a shootout. It should be a defensive game. Pittsburgh defense should get them to win this week. But if Big Ben is playing, it should be a shootout. But I'm going with Pittsburgh just by a little bit, just on experience.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. I don't think they're ready to lose that first game yet. So
Yeah, me either.
Right. Okay. My last game for this week is going to be the Baltimore Ravens at the Patriots. We saw the Patriots come back with a miraculous win against the Jets. So, yeah, they're going to lose to the Ravens, and they're going to lose bad to the Ravens. The only thing that scares me about this game is I think we're going to see Lamar Jackson from his talk force the ball to wide receivers, and so I guess you try to play definitely Mark Andrews as always, but Keith Brown, I guess he's going to get more than new, but I just don't know how well that's going to work out. Stay with what work gets you there. It's that run game with the Ravens. So that's y'all's strength. Stay with it. I'm picking nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody from New England because they aren't that good. If you got to fight back to beat the Jets, you suck. So,
yeah, I'm gonna go to Baltimore with this one.
yeah.
I just don't agree with them. I agree with what you said as far as he gonna be forcing to throw the ball. I don't think that's a good idea personally. I think they should stick to what they know and run the ball and kind of mix it up because I feel like he has to throw the ball to kind of make the defense a little bit more honest because if they're reading his plays and they know what he's doing, you can tell, but he's gonna have to spread the ball a little bit more than to Mark Andrews and Hollywood Brown.
Yes. So let's see who he. I went through the list of wide receivers for the Ravens other than Hollywood Brown, and I'm like, well,
they ain't got nothing.
That's why he only throws to those two, right? Because you look at that list, it's like this is
it was
garbage.
like that last year.
Yeah, it's trash.
It was like that last year, and that's why he only threw for like 3,000 yards last year. So I mean, do they bring Dez Bryant back up? I mean, is that something they do to kind of
look? If you bring in Dez Bryant, you got problems because he's not.
That's true.
That's
definitely true.
They bring him up if they have the space for it, I think, but it doesn't matter to me, not really.
Yeah, I ain't nobody. I ain't playing nobody from that game anyway. Not even Lamar Jackson, honestly. So, no. I think no, I'm not doing it. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up for the week. And the last game, Monday night game, Minnesota Vikings versus Chicago Bears. I'm going Minnesota on this. Obviously, you starting Dalvin Cook, you starting Thielen. I think Justin Jefferson's gonna have a good game this week. Allen Robinson, David Montgomery. If you're in a pinch, you start Nick Foles because there's a couple guys on a bye week. But if you don't need to play him, don't play him. I'm going with Minnesota. Dalvin Cook is just too much. I think Dalvin Cook gonna have another big game, like always he had for the last couple of weeks. Hey, he might do 200 plus yards again total. So we don't know, but he definitely gonna get his. So I'm going with Minnesota on this one.
You know what? This is going to be a hard week for you to catch up with me because I think we're going to end up picking like almost every game the same. I'm going Minnesota on this one as well. So,
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook. I mean, the Bears' defense is good, but Dalvin Cook is that
really good.
He's really good. I heard.
He's really. He might be this much good. I'm just saying. So. I mean, I feel Kirk Cousins is not going to be a factor in this game.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of running, but the problem with that is they're going to have to mix in some throwing at some point.
Yeah.
Because they're going to start to run 8 in the box on Dalvin Cook, and they don't want that. So Kirk Cousins got to come and do a little bit to earn that money that he's getting paid. That's all I'm saying. So
to me, he only has to pay better than Nick Foles, which, come on, that's not that hard.
So, that's not hard at all. So.
Exactly.
But hey, that's what we got, people. You know, this is 40-second play clock. You know how to get to us. RJ Fancy Football top. You see it. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Check us out. We all over the place, and we ain't going nowhere.
Hit that like button.
Exactly.
And subscribe.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Peace out.